Welcome back to the J-Dub Belts YouTube channel. I'm Scrappy the Belt Guy. We are here in the shop in Studio A, continuing on with our releather for a WWF Hogan 84, 85, something like that. And we did all the line work in the last video and just got like the simple stuff kind of out of the way real quick. It's been cut and beveled and on the edges and everything and ready to go there. As you can see, so maybe I should put this a little closer so I don't have to lean so hard. As you can see here, still a little damp from the work, but we're going to get into the tooling here now. I put all these extra channels in here, as you guys saw in the last video, and I did that so that when I put this tooling in there, it really kind of pops and stands out. So that's what we're going to do now. We got a bunch of cool different designs here, and maybe I'll just hold them in my hands and we'll go to the other camera. We can kind of, oh, maybe not. Maybe I'll do it like this, one at a time. Let's see here. Let's go to this, another camera. And this one allows me to hold this camera here. So let's do this. Alright, so I've got this. I'm going to have fun with that. Oh, okay, I'm going to use that stamp, but that's not really a big deal there. In those channels, I'm going to use that stamp, and I'm going to use this stamp, which would normally be kind of hard to focus in on there. There you go, a little bit. That would normally be used in between the barbed wires to kind of extend it. It makes like a braid almost look when you just use it together. So I'm going to use these two and those edges. Now around the border, I'm going to do something a little different. Now it's that camouflage, that clamshell you're kind of used to. Only this has got a little crown. Damn thing. It's got like a little crown in there. Comes out with a cool little tooled look. Where's my little thing? So it looks like this one here on the bottom. See how you can see that crown? That's what we're going to use. That one on top is another really cool one. Look like that around here. That one's pretty cool too. But for this belt, we're going to be using this one. So then, oh yeah, and then I got some, these two here. We're gonna use, along with that first one I showed you, to do some little finishing edges and touches on there. And then I've got a little something extra here that we're gonna add to the mix. So that's how that's gonna roll here. So once again, we've got our water mix, and I'm gonna go down here and just work on these snap boxes because, oh, and I forgot, I got one more that I need to get here. It's got the texture on it, and there we go. And this one here is a texture for the snap box. Here you go on this one. I don't know. You get the idea. And we'll do that inside here. So that's the other one I almost forgot. So excited about working with these other tools, I didn't even think about it. So I'm just going to go follow these channels and these lines and tool all this in real quick. Like so. go. Now we've got all these crazy lines all making sense. All right. So now we got all these crazy lines making sense here, and you'll see what we did here now. How we got these tooled in, as you can kind of see already. It looks more like your traditional snap box, but with a twist. So let's show you that twist here. So see, we took those channels and we gave it that ribbon look, that braided look in there, and then in here that other texture, and then did the snap box. So now when you look at it like that, probably helps a little bit better. See the depth that we've got there. So the tip's gonna fit over that there. We still gotta burnish the edges and clean this thing up. So yeah, so there you go. So now we've got to get to the other side. So we're going to flip this over. We're going to do the other side. We got something we're going to put inside here too to kind of fill that gap, and then of course we got the border tooling yet to do. So a lot of work yet to go. So let's flip this thing over. Oops. And have back at it. All right, so we're back here with this strap. Guys, it's been a few days since we were here last. I got some more stuff done to it. There's just been a lot going on. I'm trying to sneak everything in here and get these videos done. So we had tooled just the sides or the ends and all that stuff. We got everything tooled here. We dyed this sucker black. We put our protective coating on it, and we're going to put a backing on this thing before we get too far. I have set the plates on here and and set the tip and everything on to make sure that it looked really, really nice and it lined all up well. So I'll give you kind of a little close up and personal with this leather here. We went with kind of our version of a Midwest style snap box with some extra little fancy dancy stuff in there. Couple other just little details that we kind of added to this thing that were subtle. When you look at the camouflage tooling here along the bottom and around the edges, if you look inside there, you can see there's like a little crown design kind of hidden inside there. So we got that. It's much smaller print, doesn't sit up as tall, but with the way we have this cut so tight to the plates to give it that look of like the 85 and newer versions, because this one was actually laced. So, but we're doing this kind of more of a traditional style. So now we're going to get ready to get the backing together. So put the plates on and get the backing together. So what I want to do is, before I punch a bunch of holes in here and start putting the plates on, I want to trace this onto our backing. So our backing today is going to be this beautiful faux red croc. I threw this one in for the customer because we got delayed a little bit here, a lot with the orders and just life in general. So I wanted to throw this in just as a little treat for the guy who, we were a little bit late, taking a little bit of a little time, and that happens, but occasionally. But I wanted to do a little something extra, so for him, for being so patient, being so cool. So I got that there for him. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to lay that out. We're going to put this down, trace it, cut it all out, and we'll have it ready. Then we're going to mark our holes, punch them, and get these plates mounted on here before we put the back on. You guys have, if you haven't seen this procedure before, we have done it. Go check the AEW releather that we did. That has got basically displays all the different types of things that we do with championship belts, step from beginning to end. So for time purposes, I'm gonna bump past all of this stuff, and we are gonna get right to you know, kind of the end here, while we're getting pretty close, so you can see the end result here. So hang tight, and we will be through the magic of video editing. All right, welcome back. All right, since we started, you know, tooling and dyeing the leather and getting everything on here and getting the backing and everything on, I had a few camera issues, but we're figured out. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at this thing. We've got we've burnished the leather, we've got everything dyed, tooled, everything's on here. We went with a cool red croc backing, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at this thing. So I cleaned it up a little bit too, so she doesn't look, she had fingerprints all over from, you know, working with it, but you can see she's super flexible. Went with I evened everything out, so I don't know if you guys can see all this, but I went with the traditional length, but instead of having one side, one of these little dead areas smaller and one of these larger, and shrinking the snap box down, usually you put a property plate. I didn't monkey with any of that. I kept it all even all the way across. So we have both snap boxes are 2x6 snap box. It's kind of my version of the Midwest style tooling, where it's just at least the shape wise, right? Like we did a little bit different line work and added a little bit to it, kind of added our little flair to it. This belt was originally a laced belt, but he went with a custom releather that had more of a different flair to it. But I do know that he was a fan of more old school type stuff, hence this championship. So instead of doing the lacing, which I don't have a ton of experience with, we went with just some a more tooled look. So a couple of things that are different would be, like I said, an extra like fat border around the tooling for the snap boxes and everything, and those are filled with a different design depending on where you're at in the snap box, or outside the snap box here in this open area. It's on 9-ounce American leather. You can see it is super, super floppy. I mean, the weight of that tip just folds this thing right in half. And we've got some custom snaps on there as well, as you can see. So yeah, a little bit of a customization on this 84 Hogan, but when you flip it over and see that red croc backing on the back, I'm going to take this whole thing and flip it over. All right. And just think it looks really good on this belt. It's got a lot of dimension to it, this backing. So it does firm it up actually quite a bit. So if this just had standard leather backing on it, this would be so floppy and flexible you wouldn't even be able to, it wouldn't hold up. It would just fold under the weight of the plates. So this faux croc skin that we use here, it's super affordable, has a great look. It's like three-dimensional, and it has like a patent leather shine to it. Super cool, and it's not that much of an upgrade cost-wise, but visually it's amazing. Like the way it covers up the bolts, you can't. I mean, it's second to nothing for the price. Now, if you got the real stuff, of course, it'd be nicer. Some real leather is probably is a real nice option too if you just like some real smooth, nice leather. But if you're going for a croc skin back, I think this is the best stuff I've seen for the cost. The real stuff is so much better, but this stuff, you can get all these wild colors, and for the price, it really makes these belts pop. So it's been something I've been putting on all my ring used belts, and you can just see this thing just folds right over. I mean, it's so floppy. If I let me flip over to the horizontal camera here. So if I'm sitting back here and I'm holding it up, like you can see, this will tell you the tail right here, look. I mean, that thing basically folds right in half. For a brand new leather, you're not asking for much more than that. I mean, same thing over here, this one doesn't even have the tip. And it's same thing pretty much, just folds right over. So, I mean, look at this, look at that. It's just the weight of the tip right there, just flopping, folding it right over. Even on this side without the tip, it still flops over pretty good just under the weight. You know, it's not anything bigger or nothing special on this side. So you can see super flexible. So that's how you want it. That's nice. So super stoked. Super stoked with that. Came out really good. So you guys saw at a prior video, and if you haven't had a chance, go check it out, where I did a up close and personal with the plates, and we kind of went over some of the flaws in it. But when you look at the belt cleaned up, shined up on this nice new leather, it really takes away from those minor issues, and it's greatly improved this belt, in my opinion. We did a couple of custom logo, stamps in here, just little extra stuff, but nothing super crazy. And but it came out so nice. So yeah, I'm pleased with it. I hope the customer is, and we'll find out, because I'm sure he'll be out there sharing and talking about it in one way, shape, or another. So we shall see. So there you go. That's our 84 Hogan releather. I've got some more videos coming here soon. If you haven't caught some of the other releathers we've done, or the belt reviews, I've got all that. I got more of that stuff coming, and I've got some past videos. So please like, subscribe, hit the dinger. Make sure you get your notifications and all that stuff. And I appreciate you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.
This is Imperial Wrestling Entertainment's very own creature feature John Campbell, here courtesy of JDubBelts.com. I'm here to tell you, if you go anywhere else for your championship belts, you must be crazier than I am.